Hello，节目开始先给我30秒的广告时间，就是呢，你去看这一集的贴文资讯栏，或者是到每天来点布农语啊的粉专，会看到Umav最近在介绍这个泰源幽谷獼米这个品牌。那他们家的食农的这个商品非常的优质，令人安心又好吃。有兴趣的话，去看一下贴文内容，购买输入通关密语就有优惠连结哦，不要错过。
Anana de do in hoya iya hiya nai Anana de do in hoya iya hiya nai Anana do
Hello, this is your host Umav. In this episode, I'll speak in English for a couple of questions that journalists asked me last time while I was interviewed by a couple of medias and newspapers. And recently, some of my friends from abroad said that they are interested in what I'm doing right now on the social media. And I'll make Chinese version later in other episode. 我会录一集中文版本的在别集。所以不要担心。So let's start. The first question is, why did you start using social media to share Bunun language? First of all, I got this identity as Bunun from a Dama. Dama means father. I know I am one of the members of my people. So learning in Bunun language could be a way to reinforce my self-recognition. Since I realized this, I started sharing my stories and my opinions to social issues that related to indigenous people's situations in Taiwan. Then we know social media is part of the lives of young people, so I started to use social media to not only to share my Bunun language learning process, but also my experience about living in Taiwan, living in Taiwanese societies as an indigenous. And I'm also kind of illustrator, so I like to tell stories by my illustrations. This is a friendly and fun way to expressing messages. So I think that's why people from different ages like to visit my fan page or download my line stamps, 布农族山羌先生. And I also have the IG account called named Bunun Everyday. Apparently social media is the accessible way to reach young people. So I've heard a lot of friends and followers that say that they feel connected by my storytelling and illustrations. I think no matter telling some funny stories or personal stories or talking about some kind of serious social issues, my ultimate idea is that making more people caring about indigenous people's lives and situations in Taiwan, and knowing that our efforts for promoting revitalizing our cultural heritage and languages, just do what I can do, make it, daily, normally, easily. And the second question is, how is social media a good tool for reaching young people, reaching young indigenous, and getting them involved in learning language? Because, at least in my own experience, in the past, language learning, the so-called mother tongue language learning is such a boring and full of frustrations because of the educational policy. Students has been taking indigenous language courses in school. Those courses mostly designed for passing the language exam. But social media may provide another way to learn a language outside of the school systems. For example, online learning, social media can arouse students' interest and attention. In addition to reaching young people, social media has another features. We know that the ability to connect is the most important function of social media, right? Returning to the very important function of the social media, attracting attention, attracts more people's attentions to the fun and the related topics of ethnic language learning, and also allows people to feel that the learning process is no longer lonely or boring. And the last question today is, why is using, sharing, protecting indigenous language important? And this is such a big question, but this is how the journalists ask. So I'll try to answer this question. Why is using, sharing, protecting indigenous language important? And first, this is my language, my mother tongue, because this is not just a certain language, but the language of my father, the language of your family. It is ancient, related to the story of my life story, my family history, and it related to the truth of the history. When you can speak in your language and telling your history, that's very important, especially when this is not a language given by the outsiders or colonists. I think there are at least 3 reasons tell the importance of learning indigenous language. The first reason is to preserve endangered cultural assets and promote a sense of diversity and friendliness to different cultural backgrounds people. And the second reason is for knowing your identity and self-recognition. I mean, for indigenous people, for young people like me, like us, we can know more about the stories of indigenous communities, families, histories, and the knowledge of the land through learning indigenous language. Especially for young indigenous people in my generation or next generation, those who are younger, by language learning, by our indigenous language learning, we will build up confidence and self-identification, and has power and strength to stand up as a Bunun, stand out as a Dayan, stand out as a Paiwan people, stand out as our people in the society. That is very important. I think language learning is very, very clearly provide a way or guide you a way to find who you are. That's truth. So my last reasons, last but not least, to learning Bunun language or to learning in indigenous language is it provides you more ways, diversified self-expression, provides you more ways to talk about yourself, no longer limited by the single language or the majority or powerful groups in the society. As in Taiwanese, learning the mother tongue is very meaningful. No matter you are indigenous or not, I think learning in your mother tongue, speaking in your mother tongue is very meaningful. And I think it is also indispensable. To my people in this generation, I really want you to note how beautiful when you are speaking your mother tongue. No matter your level of your mother tongue's expressing ability, maybe you're just like me. We're still learning, and I can't speak in really fluent Bunu language now, but I'm trying. I'm learning. I know I'm still on the way, but I know I'm not lonely anymore, because through social media, through people's connections, through our storytellings, there will be more and more friends and partners join in this idea, this work. So don't forget, every day, or just do what you can do what you can reach. Try to speak in your mother tongue. Try to speak in more indigenous language in your daily life. It is important and it is beautiful, and you will be stronger when you are speaking your mother tongue. Thank you for your listening. And if you have any comments, thoughts, and opinions, please just you can leave comments on the fans page 每天来点不浓语啊 or inbox on the IG Instagram. Thank you again. 我係蘇巴拉烏尼納美好面上，拜拜。